Hi, Dom.
Hey, Mike, what's up?
Not too much. Happy pre-Thanksgiving.
We're getting right into the holiday season.
We are, and this next feature is not only titled, but also the subject of what we speak of. So, do you want to give the intro on this one? This was my pick,
I
but
will. Let me give a message up front because
sure.
uh, for those of you watching at home, before we started this recording, we've been experiencing a few lags in our
Yeah,
connection.
yeah,
So I'm hoping that's not going to interfere, but I just wanted to warn you up front.
yeah. We definitely have been, and so it is what it is. We've we've taken all the right steps for a good connection, but hey,
The
um,
show must go on.
that's right. So this is the 2023
Yeah,
movie.
2023.
Yep, and I heard there's a Thanksgiving too, either in the works or done.
Oh yeah, I think it's in post-production. I think it's gonna show next year.
Yeah, so I picked this one blind mainly for the theme and a few things that I'd read about it, and I heard it was kind of a fun, like Thanksgiving horror kind of flick. Um, so that's all I knew about it going into it. And Dom, if you want to give the intro and tell everybody a little bit about what it's about if they have not seen it.
Certainly, this is an Eli Roth vehicle. For those of you that know Eli Roth, the powerhouse of the horror realm at the moment, he's got tons of credits under his name. But
Absolutely.
when we see when this movie starts, it's actually Black Friday. And there's this mob, this unruly mob that's waiting to get into the store. And the store, by the way, that is owned by the father of one of the main characters.
And it's very Walmart-esque type of
Very
type of store.
Walmart, Best Buy, basically big box store.
Yes, yep.
And
And
so,
I don't know, I never understood this. I have gone out a couple of times on Black Friday at the behest of friends, and I regretted it both times. But keep going with what you're.
okay, so the group of teenagers that are the main cast, they get into the store early and sort of incite the mob.
Yeah,
So at some point, they break and just rush at the store, breaking windows, trampling people, causing at least two deaths that I saw. But man,
yeah,
that was such an unruly mob. I think a few people must have died.
yeah. Well, it's funny because um, there have been deaths, yeah,
Oh yeah.
On Black Friday, and all I can think of when I hear of see something like that in the news, all I can think of is was the $200 laptop or whatever that was on clearance worth the price? Because and that's another thing. I think Black Friday is starting to be a little bit less of a frenzy in stores, although every once in a while the stores incite it with, oh, we've got these $100 whatever, giant screen TV. And, hey, if you need this extra, but probably it's not going to be the best TV in the world. It's probably going to be like the most discounted model. If you need one for your kids' room or something like that, then yeah, that's great. But or just in a
Believe me, I agree with you all the way, and I would love to get into some social commentary, but
right.
let me get back to the movie.
Yes.
So you've got this Black Friday tragedy that kills several people, and then the movie picks up a year later, just before the Thanksgiving after that tragedy, and that's when the murder starts.
Right.
And he
And
seemed
usually that's that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
whoever the killer is, because the killer is a big part of the mystery in this. And
Right.
I fear we may really live up to our name, spoiler alert, in
Right.
this
Well,
video.
I don't know. We haven't given away the killer yet, but
No, that's true. That is true. So whoever the killer is,
yeah, whoever that could be.
they
Uh,
start targeting the cast members one by one, with the only connection seeming to be mainly the people that were involved in that riot.
yeah, the people who were in the store and participating. Um, I never really, because sometimes you see like they'll have teenagers or young people in a movie like I know what you did last summer. They were spoiled. I mean, not all of them, but most of them were like spoiled little jerks that were out partying and having a good time, and they did something real bad and caused somebody's death. But these kids were relatively, I mean, they were being brats. They got into the store ahead of time and they were
They were
flaunting it.
highly annoying, but
Yeah,
otherwise harmless.
no, they didn't really do anything that bad. Certainly nothing that warranted that.
Oh my God, this
I'll never
so
look at I'll never look at corn on the cob and I actually have those. I have those that exact same set, but
you should put them on eBay. List them as
I should, yeah.
props used in
Yeah,
Thanksgiving, the
in the actual
movie.
Thanksgiving movie. So if anyone wants them, I have some for $40 each.
Yeah, this is very much a slasher. And so I'm going to have a hard time being impartial because I just don't really care for slashers. I've
Yeah,
seen way too many. They kind of bore me now. That being said, this was a really well done slasher if you're into that.
yeah, yeah. I um I really like I said, I wasn't sure. I didn't I told you guys from the outset, I told you, Dom, that I had never seen this either. And so as far as walking into it, I walked into it just as blind as anybody would have. But and I when it first started running, I thought, wow, this is going to be real mediocre, run of the mill. You know, it started really picking up to me. I started enjoying, the film, the cast, the sense of humor that it had.
Mhm.
I think it had a pretty darn good sense of humor about itself too. And the killings, that was one of the things I had read was that because you and I both agree, like slasher, people think slasher horror is scary. I did not find this scary in the least. There were a
No, no,
couple
no.
couple of moments that were maybe a little suspenseful, but really not over and above.
I mean,
And
really, the only thing that kept me watching this, I mean, besides watching it for our channel, the
yeah,
only thing that really kept me hanging on to the plot was who is doing the killing and why.
yeah, yeah. Well, um, yeah. I mean, as far as the film goes, it's something that I probably would have, even if we had not, or I had not picked this one for our watch. I probably would have found my way to this anyway, just because it's
It's going to be a classic.
yeah, this is gonna turn out to be one that people definitely look to for Thanksgiving. The
Hmm.
same as there's plenty of people that do Silent Night, Deadly Night, and different
Hmm.
ones like that. Black Christmas and
So for this movie, I'm reminded of the movie we reviewed, the Jackie Chan movie, The Foreigner. And one of the
okay,
things I said about that is that really the only exceptional thing about that movie was Jackie Chan's presence. It was a solid action flick, but colored within the lines and brought nothing new to the table.
yeah,
And that's what this film is.
yeah,
It's a solid slasher fit.
yeah,
It's well written. It's well directed. The acting is a little questionable, but I mean, who really pays attention to that in the slasher?
yeah,
But it's a straight up color within the boxes, bring few surprises type of movie.
yeah. Well, once again, like I said, I do think some of the killings were inventive. This one in particular was he grabs this woman, works in a diner, shoves her head into a sink full of dirty dishwater, and then slams her face against a freezer, and her face is and hand is frozen to the freezer, so she's stuck there. And she does kind of sort of manage to pull herself away at some expensive skin. But
I should point out that that character is Lizzie. She's the first kill.
yeah,
The actress is Amanda Barker, and her accent, her Massachusetts accent,
yeah.
was entirely real. She was born and raised in Hanover, Massachusetts, and she's actually a distant relative of the actual John Carver.
Wow, really? Well, and that
Yeah.
was another. I love how they're wearing John Carver masks for the killings too. Um, no, that's one of my pet peeves coming from, you know what I'm talking about, coming from New England. There's so many films will use characters from this area and or use characters that are supposed to be from Mass or Maine or whatever, and they don't get the accent right, or it's a bastardization of it. And you can hear these little things, and you're like, about, they were close, but or they're way off, But
Hmm.
um, but no, yeah, the big question, like in all these, is who is the killer? So,
Hmm.
and for that, we don't want to give it away, but
No, not at all. And Eli Roth himself took great pains to keep the killer's identity a secret, including whenever the killer was on screen, he
yeah,
used different actors
oh wow, yeah,
wearing the mask to further
yeah,
hide the
confused,
guy's identity.
yeah, yeah. Well, then far be it from us to actually like give away who it could be, So would rather just keep that person in the background. Uh, but
So that woman behind you,
yes,
that's Gina
Gina,
Gerson.
Gina Gershon, I love Gina Gershon, I really do.
The reason why she is in this movie is because while Eli Roth was casting, she called him at home and said, "When are you going to put me in one of your movies?"
Wow, wow,
And he
wow,
said,
that's
"Oh, I've
awesome.
got a part for you."
Well, I'll tell you what, I love Gina Gershon. I've loved her ever since Bound, but she's been in so many movies that I just really like. She's a terrific actress as far as I'm concerned. I always love seeing her in films, and yeah, she's a favorite. So I was happy to see she was in this. But
Hmm.
it's to me, it's again, you said it. It offers nothing like surprisingly new, anything different than so many other, either whether you want to call them slasher movies, and the Thanksgiving ones that are based around Thanksgiving. But it's fun. It's just a fun
It is
kind of flick.
it's a solidly made movie. I probably really would have liked it were I into slashers.
Right.
Because I'm looking through it and it doesn't excite me because of the genre, but it's such a solid movie. I can't find fault with it.
It's hard to find. It really is. It's hard to find too much fault with it because it's well filmed. The script is a decent script. It's, nothing surprisingly good or great or different, but the dialogue, the acting, everything, kind of works. And I just definitely, some of the scenes with I like how different characters were fighting back at different points. It's to me, it's an entertaining film. And if you're looking for something that's kind of, holiday theme for this time of year, you could do worse.
You could do
You
much
really
worse.
could. So there's, it's pretty. A lot of people end up dying in this, and we're determined not to really give away the killer, but but
So, do you know the origin story behind this movie?
no, I don't. You've got
Oh,
some good.
okay.
I just want to say you've got some good trivia this week too. Go ahead.
Mike, I knew Lisa wasn't going to watch this with me.
She should have. It's
So
it's it's humorous. So
so I saw it almost the day after
yeah,
you chose it, and I had plenty of time to read up on this.
yeah,
But in the movie Grindhouse, in the Tarantino movie Grindhouse,
yeah.
they include some fake movie trailers.
Oh, that's right. And I think I did actually hear. You're right. That yep. You know, I remember some of the Grindhouse, like the machete one, which I thought was cool as hell. They made machete into. So I'd forgotten all about that, but that was what the origin was on this one.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
So I don't know if it was Roth himself, but someone was inspired and said, we have to make that movie.
Yeah. Well, that's what happened with Machete, and I thought that was really cool because when people saw those trailers, and they did a fantastic job with those trailers.
Fantastic job.
Yeah, I mean, I first of all, that God, I wish they'd do another Grindhouse one, um, like that, like a two-part kind of deal, because those movies, whether they're shown separate or together, Death Proof and the other, what was the first one?
Oh, Planet Terror.
Yeah, Planet Terror. Um, but both of those movies, I mean, they're intertwined, being kind of shown together as a. And again, that was a throwback to the drive-through thing of double feature, or triple feature sometimes.
I mean, that's Tarantino. It was a whole homage to something that was very influential to his filmmaking.
Yeah, I think it's really cool that he's done that a lot with his movies have been, whether you're talking about Pulp Fiction or whatever, his movies have always paid tribute to the ones that came before him.
Hmm.
And man, he's done some offerings that, they're up there with the best of them. I love his stuff. I love Tarantino's films, and look at the inspiration that he's given to other people too. You know, it would have been maybe if you wanted to up the ante on this one a little bit, if you'd maybe made it a little bit more grindhousey, but yeah, again, setting it in New England, in Plymouth, right? They actually set it in
Oh,
Plymouth,
I
or
don't remember. Yeah, it must have been Plymouth because
yeah,
that's what John Carver is known
yeah,
for.
yeah, and the town is on their way to, they're celebrating. Well, they were celebrating it the first year when the first when the first Walmart massacre happened. We shouldn't say Walmart, but look at the signs behind them.
Well, and the
The,
color scheme, the whole
the
blue they're using.
yes, it's
Again, I actually thought of Best Buy first, but yeah, you're right, Walmart as well.
yeah. Well, I mean, hey, no publicity or any publicity is good publicity, really, because I mean, when you think about it, and it's not exactly going to deter people from going into stores either on Black Friday or uh, or whatever. But it's hey, the the stores get crazy. I hate shopping. I don't know what other people do this, but I pretty much try to do everything I can online now because I don't want to be in stores. Um, Even my grocery shopping, I just called in a Walmart order today, and I picked up some groceries just real quick. Swung in, no fuss, no muss. They bring it out to you. They don't charge any extra. So all I can say,
The trick to Christmas shopping is starting early. I got one of the Christmas gifts I'm going to give in March.
wow, yeah,
I
well,
got a second one in July. I am currently actively shopping right now.
yeah. Honestly, especially the more people you have to buy for, um, I used to hear and see. I bet your grandmother used to do it. Would start shopping like after the first of the year, picking up little things and stashing them away. And sometimes, like in a Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase, when he finds the Happy Mother's Day gift or whatever it was up in the attic, those kind of things would happen. I do remember a few times we had a storage room when we lived in New Hampshire years ago when I was a kid. And I do remember finding a gift that had been wrapped and put in the storage room. And it was like, wow, that got forgotten for like a couple of years, so stuff does happen like that. But
So
no, what did you think of as far as the killer and the methods of killing?
I thought the methods of killing were okay. Again, inventive, yes, but how many slasher movies make their hallmark by inventive kills?
Right.
Um,
But
it, it's
they don't all succeed.
They don't all succeed, but it's just part of the tradition. It's funny. Yes, the kills were inventive, but movies like Saw and Final Destination have upped the bar so high
They
on
they
inventive
have
death.
they have. However, um, and I definitely saw with this one, I definitely saw that they were um, paying a lot of tribute to, or they were copying whatever you, however
I
you,
think it's both, really.
yeah. But they definitely there are definitely Saw-esque moments in this, and some of the ones like Saw, because Saw has been copied a lot.
Oh,
Um,
tons.
so I mean, but yeah, this one here with the oven, this is one of the cringe ones. I was like, wow, um, waking up and finding yourself locked in an oven that is obviously like set really high, and to think to yourself, that is like a slow hell of being
Yeah,
cooked
that would
alive.
take longer than you would want. It's
Yeah, it
definitely
would.
true.
It would because it's just not. There's certain things you think people will say sometimes about how a person died, and they'll say, "Oh, well, they didn't suffer. They obviously went quick." That person suffered.
Well, and that's the thing. Like people have said what a horrible death burning alive would be, but burning alive would be far quicker than
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yep. Well, I have said that about there's different. I mean, I obviously like if I really had my preference for how I want to die, it's it's probably with hookers in Vegas. but but since that's probably not going to happen, uh, just to peacefully pass in my sleep. Um, but just saying, there's like some of the I being stabbed to death to me is like, um, burning alive. That's another really bad one. So I mean, and again, you just depending on how it happens, you might or might not. Um, you might or might not last as long, but still, uh, there's ways I don't want to die.
Well,
So
very true. And we saw many of them in this film.
yeah, yeah. You know what surprised me too is I actually Gina Gershon's death was relatively early on
Oh,
in the
it
movie.
was the first one. Well, first or second.
Well, it was the first in the Walmart. I shouldn't keep calling it Walmart, but
You
let's
should.
face it.
We're gonna get sued.
Yeah, seriously, Walmart's giving you cease and desist. But stop using our name. However, if they sponsor us, we will use their name, but in very, very
Yeah, we'll
flattering
take it.
ways.
We'll not only take it all back, we will say what a great story you are.
Well, I mean, I'm going to talk about how often I shop at Walmart, and but anyway, yeah, just joking around. It's a joke. Uh, but yes, I was surprised that they killed her off as
They do that
quickly.
so many in movies. They get someone that's a name, someone that you know is good, something that's going to attract viewers, and then
Yeah.
they kill them off in the first 10 minutes.
Well, if you think about it, Drew Barrymore was in Scream, and she is the first death, I believe, in Scream, and she has this kind of like horrible. She's on the phone, she's calling out to her mom, and she's getting stabbed to death. It's this poignant moment, and that kicks off the movie Scream. and and so
Not
she's
not
only
just the movie Scream, the movie Empire.
exactly, exactly. But it's that debut, and she never had to do any more sequels because they killed her in the first one. So she never. But whenever you think of the Scream franchise, you think of, oh, that first death being Drew Barrymore. It's kind of like really set, a tone. But no, it's she was memorable in that part, and hopefully Gina Gershon's part is memorable also.
I remember it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think we all do, but and not just because Drew's hot, but or she was back then anyway. But that's the Walmart guy.
Oh my
The
God. That's Rick Hoffman.
yes.
And I don't know how he auditions. I don't know the variety of parts he's gotten. But the only time I've seen him on screen, he's played a complete weasel.
Well, he kind of that's his thing, that's his
It's hard to break out. And I'm
yeah.
wondering, I would not want to be typecast as that.
I
Has he
wouldn't
been
mind
able
it.
to overcome that?
Dude, I would not mind that at all. It's if you can play a good asshole, you go for it. It's
Well, I mean,
but
it pays the bills, but I would think, again, I'm not an actor, but I would think part of what would get you into acting is being able to take on a huge range of roles.
ride the pony you ride well. That's that's
That,
my
that is true.
that's my feeling about it. It's it doesn't matter whether you're a one trick pony or a 10 trick pony. If you can do that one trick really well, um, you'll probably be able to ride that pony till you're all done.
And again, while that is true, does that pony wish they could do more tricks?
Absolutely, especially actors, because actors have huge egos a lot of times, and they always want to be able to do way more than probably what they should. They're what they're capable of.
But
Whether
yeah, I mean, I can't see this guy on screen and not think he's an a-hole.
right, but he plays a good a-hole, and that's
He
perfect.
does. He's solid on
You have to know what you can do. Like Clint Eastwood said, a man's got to know his limitations,
that.
and but that's the thing is with him, if he plays parts like that really well, he's going to have work.
And
There's
he
always going to
does.
be,
He's
hey, let's
really good at it.
yeah, it's so that's perfect. You're gonna always they're looking for character actors. They need care, and that's what a lot of actors don't get. It's like it doesn't matter if you're just fitting into one slot. If you keep getting hired on the regular, then you go for it. Now, what is that one right behind me or right behind you there, Tom?
So this was the attack during the parade.
Okay, I got you.
In the story, um, people are getting murdered by this mad serial killer,
Yeah.
and instead of going into police protection, they cook up this plan to be in the parade. The prime targets are going to be out in the open in the parade to lure the killer out. And they do.
Yeah. Yeah, big time. Well, and actually, it's funny because when I just saw that you put up the clown picture, I was thinking to myself, wait a minute, what was that? When did the clown? But then all of a sudden it was like, oh yeah, the parade. Um, but yeah, I mean, their plan to lure him out was quite. But he was gonna that was gonna be one of his prime killing times anyway. He wanted everything between like how the people died, implements that were used. It was all done with a Thanksgiving theme, which
Oh
was
man, he was like the Batman of murderers. He had everything planned. He had contingencies.
yeah.
He had
Oh yeah.
gadgets.
Yeah, actually, that's a great little namesake for this is the Batman of He's the Batman of Thanksgiving killers.
It's funny, like, most horror, almost all horror requires a little bit of a suspension of disbelief.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Whether it's vampires or demonic possession or any of it. But slashers require a weird
oh yeah,
suspension of disbelief because it's just a human.
yeah,
They're not monsters. They're a human with murderous intent, which isn't unfortunately highly believable.
yeah.
But the amount of work and effort and money and energy that this guy had to have spent in
Oh,
addition to holding down his own full-time job
oh
and
yeah,
acting like a normal part of the town,
yeah,
it's highly unbelievable that
yeah,
anyone can carry that off.
yeah. Well, it probably helps if you're somebody that works in the town. Not that we're giving away the killer, but someone that has a lot of daily
Has
interaction.
access to military ordnance,
Yeah, and and maybe is able to move through the normal
can hide in
thing.
plain sight.
Sure, sure. But again, I know we're spoiler alert, but we're trying hard not to, not to actually reveal who who the killer might be. We just know that he dresses like John Carver when he does all the killings.
And
So
I gotta admit, they do a great job at hiding the killer's identity because
yeah,
there are so many other people it can be.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, there is, and which, hey, an effective horror movie, slasher movie, you just never quite know. Yeah, he was one of the prime suspects. We aren't saying who there's plenty of suspects, but naturally we're not going to give away who the killer actually who the
Oh my
killer.
God, I really
Yeah.
hope we're not ruining this movie for someone.
But yeah,
I,
so I mean, no, it's and um even putting everybody at the dinner table like that was actually, I actually figured the whole thing's going to wrap up. It still kind of continued on even after, like, you know the she was presented as the centerpiece on the table, the one that got cooked in the oven, which again I will definitely say is, I prefer, honestly, I prefer turkey myself. Although this particular turkey, that had the weirdest look. Um,
oh,
I've
I'm sure that wasn't real.
Yeah, I cooked a
That
lot.
was
I've cooked.
spray painted plastic.
It's got to be. I've cooked a lot of turkeys. I've had a lot of turkeys that were cooked. I've never seen a turkey that looked like that one. It was such a weird looking. Yeah, it looked like a. It looked like, what it reminded me of is, my sister, when I was one of my sisters, when I was little. I remember her having this dollhouse with all these like little props, and one of the things was this little plastic turkey on a platter, and it looked just like that. And it was like, yeah, that was plastic on a wooden platter. So yeah, I would have been very suspect about that turkey. I would have been like, yeah, I might just have the mashed potatoes if hopefully they look better than that turkey. But
So,
yeah.
at the time of this movie, Eli Roth was also directing a second movie. So
Okay,
he was spreading his time thin. To get this done on time, he used a brand new technology that is very rarely used and he had never used before. It's called FrameForge, and it allows you to put up virtual scenes.
okay,
So you can type like cast members in, what sort of rooms you're going to be moving towards, and without ever having to set up a camera, cameraman, get actors in, you can sort of do a cold run through in
okay.
virtual reality.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Much like you would with one of those, what are they, the CNC machines. You make it ahead of time. Well, I mean, believe me, if they had the technology that we have now, years ago, the amount of money on, especially on some
Oh
of
yeah.
these mega films that were done over the years, they think of the money that they would have been able to save the studios. But no, I actually I actually definitely thought this was, I mean, for something, especially if he was shooting it at the same time as he's doing another one, um, he didn't, it's not like he skimped on what he was doing for this film, because to me, it made an impact. People definitely liked it. They talk about it. I actually read quite a few reviews online, people talking
Mm.
about it, even on YouTube, when they put up a trailer, say, a lot of people talking about how much they love the film, and we're looking forward to Thanksgiving too. So it seemed to have made enough of an
And
impact.
that's why it's really hard for me to review because I'm just not impressed with slashers. It's unfortunate. This was a really well-made film.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know. I feel like it picking this movie for, I feel like I made a solid pick, because
Oh yeah,
not only it
definitely.
was, not, it's of the season, it's of the festive season, and it's also it was fun, and it wasn't something, it you can kind of put it on, and even if somebody's not as into horror or slashers, they could still have some fun with this one.
Yeah, yes.
Unless you're totally like, oh, I can't watch, a
Unless
horror
you're dead
movie.
inside.
Yes, yes, exactly. If you cannot at all get into the holiday spirit of killing and feasting, then and I say, you
Then are you
must
really American?
really, really. I mean, look at this. She's using a musket to fend off an axe, which goes right back to our forefathers.
Oh man, I can't believe they mentioned Methuen in the
Yes.
movie.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, I haven't heard of, I haven't thought of that town in
Yeah.
years.
Yeah. Well, there's probably no good reason for you to, but it's like talking about the city of Lynn, Mass.
Yeah, but at least there's a rhyme that goes with
Yeah,
that.
Lynn, the city of sin. You never come out the way you went in.
Yep. Yep.
So to all the people out there in Lynn, sorry.
Yes. Sorry.
But just a joke, just a joke. But anyway, yes, like I said, I definitely found this fun. I'm glad I'm glad I did pick it. I thought it was a good one for the holidays, and hopefully, if you haven't seen this movie, I hope people, will give it a look, because it is fun. It's,
You know what?
hey, you know, corn cob, holders in the ears. Definitely, that's a
I
kind of,
can't believe that hasn't been done before. That's such an obvious thing. I
and
mean, heck, I want to do it when I'm holding them.
really, and now people are going to be nervous. You'll come
Just
out and
don't
go.
eat corn around me.
You'll be coming out to your wife going, honey, here's the
Can
corn
we have
holders.
corn tonight?
uh, yeah,
You know
everybody will
what
be
cast
afraid.
member Roth was exceptionally impressed by?
Yeah,
The cat.
really. Oh, yeah,
He
yeah.
nicknamed it Leonardo DiCaprio.
Wow, that's great. That's
And
absolutely great.
it actually followed direction really well.
Wow, wow. Well, there was some other movie that I remember them saying that the best. I don't think it was this one. The best actor, and the best one to follow directions on the entire set was the cat.
Mm.
So maybe it was this one, but I don't think it.
Sorry, slightly off topic.
Yeah.
I really want to see the movie Good Boy.
Which one is Good Boy?
The star,
That's,
it just came out. The star is a dog. It's
oh
about a dog that's protecting its master from supernatural threats that only it can see.
yeah. I've heard about it. I have not seen the trailer yet, but yeah, that could be a lot of fun. I don't know. Have you seen the trailer?
I've not even seen the trailer, but just the premise. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, that
Oh,
sounds interesting.
that's a fun premise. All I can think of is this dog's going to get himself in trouble. Because it's bad enough if you're a human and you're seeing stuff that nobody else can see. That's a good way to that's a good way to end up having a little stay in a facility somewhere, or not. But depending on how we some of the times the way we treat mental illness in this country is sad. But but a mentally ill dog, I don't know. I don't know what you do with the mentally ill dog.
I was shocked when I first learned there are pet psychiatrists.
There are, I've definitely heard of that. I know there's people that actually in the movie Best of Show, they are taking their dog. Actually, I think maybe it's group therapy, but they're going to a therapist, and the dog is just kind of like laying there not having any response, and they're saying, "We're sorry we made you feel uncomfortable," because the dog had seen them making love or something like that, and they said, we think we traumatized the dog." But yeah, people sometimes take the whole. I love dogs, believe me, I love dogs, but people take, you know, they're to me they can be complex, but for the most part, they're pretty simple beings that
Mm.
just they really want to be happy around you, and they want to get petted, they want to have food, they want to have a comfortable place to sleep, they don't want to feel threatened. They're simple beings that just want to be your buddy, protect you. You know, that's what a dog is. That they're just good dudes. You know?
That being said,
Yes,
to bring it back to the movie,
yes,
the reason that cat scene was in the movie, the
yes.
reason that that happened was because I guess Roth had been getting questions about if a serial killer kills a pet owner, what happens to the pet? And so
Um,
for the killer to kill the owner in front of its pet and then feed it.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's a nice little take on it.
I mean, the guy might be a bloodthirsty killer, but he loves animals.
Yeah, he stopped. He stopped to it was like, okay, got to go back and take care of this. But no, I don't know. I just between there was some good humor in this,
Oh, there
and
was.
I thought that they threw just enough into this to me to, but I swear every time I saw this close up of this picture, I thought he was holding a slice of pizza, and I thought, oh, it's a advertisement for Pizza Hut, but no, that's an axe, not a not a pizza. But but yeah, like I said, I I'm glad I picked it. I think it's a worthy we last year we got in planes, trains, and automobiles, which is
And you can't find a better. We led with the best one. You'll never
yeah
find a better Thanksgiving movie
yeah
than that one.
then planes, trains, and auto absolutely. So you're going to have some real pressure on you.
Yeah, I've decided to like you'll
Oh,
hear it when I tell you. But I've decided to throw
okay.
it all out the window.
Yeah, I won't goad you into talking about it now.
But you know who I wish had more of a role in this movie
Who's that?
is the scumbag gun dealer.
Oh, that's right. That's
Remember, I loved his character.
Yep. Well, he was not just guns, he was also selling drugs, booze. He would sell you anything you wanted. That's how bad he was. It
I,
was
I can't believe the gun he gives a high school student is a SIG.
yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, that's way too nice of a gun for a high school student.
Absolutely and expensive too. That's if that believe me, you could find a lot, including something like which is a great gun. I own Glocks, but Glocks are much cheaper, and
And they get the job done. They're
they
they're
definitely
the
do. They're
workhorses.
very, very well, but but yeah, it's hard to believe that's what he. It's who knows? Maybe he stole a whole bunch of, or he got a deal on a bunch of stolen cigs
Yeah,
that
I guess we don't know.
whatever it was, he had them to spare. So, but no,
The
go
the
ahead.
funny thing is I wonder how many people are actually going to know who John Carver is.
A lot probably won't. So you want to fill us in on
I
the
mean, I
history
don't
with
know an extensive background, but John Carver
first
was
governor?
the first mayor of Plymouth, Massachusetts. He
Yep,
came over on the Mayflower, was responsible for drawing up the Mayflower Compact, which was sort of a basic document that said how the colonial people would work together to make the settlement successful. He died like I want to say less than a year after landing in Plymouth.
right, right. Well, there was a lot of disease back then,
Hmm.
um, and um, and believe me, we commonly get blamed, and rightfully so, for bringing certain diseases to the natives. Um, However, what's probably not talked about is we probably picked up a little bit too, because naturally, every place where you go, it's like if you land on another planet or if they land here and they're people will die from exposure of stuff. It's the
Hmm.
reason why when we went to the moon, we tried to protect ourselves from the contamination. The astronauts were, I don't know how well we were able to do it back in the 60s, but late 60s. But still, you were uh, exposed to a certain amount of things that otherwise you would not want to be exposed to. But yeah, so John Carver, I was going to make a joke that he was the first corrupt governor, but actually he probably was the least
Probably the
corrupt.
only one that wasn't.
Yeah, he was, and of course that's why he died because only the good die young. But
But that's the thing, I was born and raised in New England. I went to
yeah,
school all
yeah,
through in New England. And man, New England, I don't care what year it is, a lot of New England will always be back in colonial times.
oh yeah,
We fixate so much on it.
yeah,
We're like
yeah.
locked in that era of history.
Oh, absolutely. Well, it's so much a part of what this area is, and even I mean, New Englanders are kind of known for being real hard workers, and we are. We
Hmm.
really are. A person from New England. There's a lot of people that are working a full-time job, and then they work a job on the side. Or they get some side business. They're real hard workers, and um, and when they go to work, they not all of them. There's some lazy assholes too, but there's a lot of them just if you get hired in another area, people a lot of times they're like, oh, he's from New England, hire him because we are looked at as being people that are there you go.
Yeah.
uh, there you go. I love that. I love the line too when the gun dealer's talking about. He said something about having guns, and they go, "You're selling guns outside of a school," and he goes, "Well, no, that's not why I'm here. I'm trying to sell you booze." So,
No, my favorite from this guy was when he's telling those kids about Black Sabbath.
oh, that's right.
Okay,
That's
that is my favorite part of this
Yeah.
movie.
Well, there again, the dialogue in this was so much fun.
Mhm.
The dialogue is well done. I think it's not, it's not going to go down and as being, you're not going to quote great lines from it or something like that. But
No, I don't
it's
expect this at the Academy Awards.
no. But at the same time, you're talking a fun movie.
Mhm.
Um, and again, even the John Carver killer thing, I thought was, and I love how they were handing out masks in the diner too. So everybody's walking around.
Everyone will be wearing these.
Yeah, yeah, and sure enough, but um, but yeah, we again, we are spoiler alert, but we are not trying to give away the killer. We
We
want
would never.
No. So we definitely don't want people to, go into it blind and not know who the killer is. But so
Let the
no,
mystery wash over you.
yeah, yeah, let it slowly come to you. But hopefully you've already watched it if you're watching this now. If you haven't seen it again, you could do worse. I think it's a fun watch up
It's
for.
got rewatchable qualities.
I think so. I mean, I thought to myself when I was watching it, um, I may, if not a yearly thing, go back to it every so often because it's definitely a movie I enjoyed, and I wouldn't mind showing it to other people that haven't seen it. I think they'd get a kick out of it if they can handle horror. Um, so yeah, I can't think of even as far as the killings. Yeah, there are a couple of them are a little gruesome. The corn cob and the ear thing was kind of almost
Well, I mean, you
humorous.
you you watch these movies for gruesomeness, though. I mean, it's
Sure,
expected.
yeah, yeah. And again, I definitely, for the most part, I don't think they dwell too much on, you know, the worst of the killings. You most of it was fairly quickly. So, and there's a fun
So
parade. I mean, look, a big turkey.
everyone's having fun.
Yeah, yeah. And who doesn't eat a big turkey at their Thanksgiving?
But I've said as much as I can about this. I'm going to give it a begrudging two thumbs up because, again, not my kind of movie, but really well made for what it is.
Well, I think you're really right on this, and I will give it two thumbs up. Again, I don't think it's super super great, but I think
Not one
it's
of the movies you need to see before you die.
no, no, but it's definitely one if you're looking for a movie, especially for holiday theme around this time of year, if you're looking for something fun, a little bit different, if you're somebody that likes your Thanksgiving a little bit left to center. Um, I know there's some people that get really caught up in the whole, uh, Thanksgiving, and some people,
And
and
and even if you don't care about the holidays and you just want a good slasher movie,
yeah,
this is not my thing, but this is one of the better made
yeah,
from all the ones I've seen.
no, I definitely think so. I would put it over. In some ways, I would just put it over the first Saw. I
Well, I'm not a fan of those either.
Well, no, I'm not a huge fan, but I'll tell you, I saw the first Saw and I thought I wasn't a fan at all. There were a lot of things I had problems with. I actually ended up seeing not all of the subsequent ones, but I saw a bunch of sequels, and I actually started liking some of the sequels more than I liked the original. I
Well, they
thought some
did
of
flesh out the concept.
they did, and I thought it was actually it became a better franchise because of the sequels to me. Um, so as much as I had some problems with the first one, um, I thought it was the most ridiculous thing in the world when he starts trying to cut his foot off after they already told him that time's up, your family's dead now, and you didn't do anything. You sat there, and he's like, "I'm cutting my foot off," and it's like it's too late, you idiot. So, but who gives someone a hacksaw to cut their foot off with? I mean,
Well, I mean, who does any of that? Again, this
well,
is the suspension of disbelief
yeah,
I'm talking about. Who would ever do that?
yeah, oh yeah. I'll tell
I
you
mean, if
what
you're
though.
that mad, just off them. Don't go through these theatrics.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, hey, a sadistic killer, I guess. But anyway, yep, we kind of have come to the end of this. I definitely think, even though I kind of went in a little blind with this one, I think it was, you know, uh, a solid choice, but time to move on. Uh, Dom, it's going to be your pick for next week, and
It's my
I
pick,
really
and
take it
believe
you
me,
must have something in mind.
You have no idea how much I've looked at like holiday movies and Thanksgiving movies. And, again, I screwed the pooch with choosing planes, trains, and automobiles right off the bat because you just cannot improve on that.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm not really in the mood for Uncle Buck.
yeah.
And I'm not in the mood. What was the one? Oh, there's another one with it seems like it's almost the exact same movie with Ed. Oh, I'm not going to come up with it. But
Ed
anyway,
O'Neill.
Ed O'Neill. Thank you.
Yeah.
Um, I'm going to choose a movie that is not horror, that is lighthearted, and that I've been wanting to choose for a long time now because I just think it's one of the most adorable movies I've ever seen.
Okay.
My Blue Heaven.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Rick
Yeah.
Moranis, Steve
Yeah.
Martin. I mean,
Yeah.
awesome team. I love this movie. I haven't seen it in over 10 years.
I was gonna say I have not seen it in a long time. It's I would say at least 10 years since I've seen it. So yeah,
It's
that'll be
not
a fun one to
exactly
revisit.
Thanksgiving, but I think it just fits the tone.
Yeah. Yep. No, agreed. So My Blue Heaven for next week. People, if you have not seen My Blue Heaven, it's available on a lot of streaming formats. I know we have it on Vudu, but I know
It
it's
shouldn't be hard
available.
to find.
No, nope. Um, and and it's a good watch. So like maybe I'll change my opinion. I haven't seen it in many years,
Yeah,
but
we'll come back and go, oh my God, that movie was
I was,
horrible.
yeah, what were we thinking? But it happens sometimes. I have revisited something that I was either one way or the other, where I was either like really critical of it or I was really um, positive about it, and then went back to it and thought, boy, that wasn't anywhere near as good as I thought. It was, I usually never totally dislike a movie that I previously liked, but I have had movies that fell down several rungs on the ladder. It's so it can happen. But yeah, looking forward to that one. And having said all that, folks, if you would please like, subscribe, check out all of our other stuff because we do have a lot of movie talks up, and we're
We've
uh,
got over 100 different movies talked
yeah,
about.
yeah, we've built for better or worse, we
I'm
built
pretty
a
proud of that.
yeah, yeah. So well, I am. I'm proud myself. I think it's cool just the fact that we've accumulated so much waste. But but no, it's like I said, it's check out our, if you would, if you want to subject yourself to that. It's this time of year again. Dom mentioned we did it was one of our first movies. We did Planes, Trains, and Automobiles with the great John Candy and Steve Martin, and lots of other terrific character actors and actors in that one. But check that out. That was one of our early ones. We might have been a little bit. We may have to redo it again at some point. We
We
we may
might, but
have.
there are just so many movies.
We definitely were probably a little bit rustier and less. We're probably a little bit more relaxed now doing what we're doing.
I
So
wouldn't say polished.
no, not at all. We're never going to be polished. One of the things, and we've said this from the beginning, we're just two old dudes that like movies and we
We
like to
have too
talk
much
about them.
time on our
Yeah.
hands.
So, yeah, way too much. We were left unsupervised for too long. So, but anyway, having said all that, I think it's time to wrap it up. But Dom, this was great fun.
Loved it.
We will be back before Thanksgiving. So we will see you all again before Thanksgiving. So, but happy holidays. We'll say that.
We'll say it again.
Yeah. So, Dom, take care, buddy, and see you next week. It
You
was
too.
fun.
Next week it is.
Take care.